Have we done the puzzle on page number 24? On page number 24, there's a puzzle. See, solve the puzzles. Have we done that?
No, ma'am.
No? Yes. So let us discuss this puzzle. Very short one, only two puzzles are there. So first one, I am a 13-lettered word. I begin with D and end with N. I have a nation with me and nothing can deter me from achieving my goal. Who am I? What will be the answer? Can anyone tell me?
Determination.
Determination.
Yes, determination. Very good. So you have to write in the box determination. D is there, N is there. You have to fill the box with remaining spelling. Determination. Determination. And the second one, I am an 8-letter word. I begin with T and end with E. I am the most sought after thing in the world. Often people tell me that I am hidden. Sure, people will find me if they search me honestly. Who am I? What will be the answer?
Treasure.
Yes, treasure. 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 So fill that box with the answer treasure. Okay.
Ma'am, ca-
Yes.
ma'am, can you tell spelling of determination?
Yes. Determination spelling is Determination. D and N are already given. You have to write after D, you have to write Eterminatio and N. N is given there. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now you know what is determination. Determination means in Hindi we say astha. Okay. Like a will to do something. A will and a astha to do something. मतलब कुछ करने का इच्छा और शक्ति उसको हम बोलते हैं determination. Okay. And treasure you all know. Okay. Kind of consists of coins and different cash and valuable things. This that is known as treasure. So D is treasure hunt game, dividing the class into two, allow the teachers to express their thrill after the game. Okay, this we would have done if we were in the offline classes, but if still it's online, so we can't do this right now. So we will move to the next chapter. Page number 25, chapter number 5. Page number 25, chapter number 5. Okay, I'll read the first paragraph. So the chapter name is Build Bigger and Beautiful. Build Bigger and Beautiful. Nancy walked home that day very excited. Many friends greeted her on the way. Eben too felt proud of his sister. Someone asked her, "What would you like to become in future?" Nancy had no hesitation and replied immediately, "I want to be a scientist and the president of India." Eben heard this. He thought that his sister had a great dream. When they reached home, their parents were surprised. They invited the neighbors and farm workers and shared their joy with sweets. They played a supportive role in the all-round growth of Ansi and Abin. Okay, so what happened here? Ansi and Abin, this is the remaining story of the previous story. The fourth chapter, Follow Your Dream, where Ansi got a prize for winning the which competition? Essay competition, I guess. Yes, it was the essay competition. So she won first prize. And the fourth chapter was about her dream, her determination, her efforts to do this and to achieve that particular goal. So this is the remaining story of that chapter. Now the chapter name is Build Bigger and Beautiful. Now when this Ansi and Ebin both were returning to home after that prize giving ceremony, Ansi received the prize, everyone greeted her, so she was very happy. They were returning back to home, and when returning back to home, many friends greeted her. And her brother Ebin was also feeling very proud about her. Like his sister, she was first in the competition. He was also very proud of her. Also, in the way back home, a particular person asked Ansi that what do you want to become in future? Like what is your ambition? What is your goal? Whom do you want to become? A doctor, engineer, or a singer, or a footballer, anything. So Ansi, without any hesitation means without any pause. Like she was not paused and she replied immediately, very fastly. She replied that she want to become a scientist and the president of India. So she wanted to become both. But one person cannot become both at the same time. So yes, we have to put efforts what we want more. Okay. So she wanted to become a scientist and the president of India. Now, Ebin heard this and he thought that his sister is having a great dream because becoming a scientist and becoming a president of India is not easy. It will need lots of studies, everything will be needed. So he thought that his sister is having a great dream. So when they reached home, their parents were also surprised by the news. Which news? That Ansi got the first prize in essay competition. So the parents were also surprised. They invited the neighbors to eat sweets and they shared their happiness with them. And they were very supportive in the life of Ansi and Ebin. These parents, they were very supportive. Whatever they did, both the children, they were supported by their parents. Clear? Now, the second paragraph, just a minute. Okay. While Ansi took all efforts to build a great future, Ebin was satisfied with just a minimum of everything. Somehow he thought it was a special gift to his sister to achieve big things, and he was meant to be an ordinary student. So he was not making use of his time and abilities well. He spent more time playing with friends and going to the farm. Ansi would bring storybooks from the library to come and compel with Ebin to read. Sorry, Ansi would bring storybooks from the library and compel Ebin to read. But he would read only a few pages and keep them away. She would prepare a speech for him for the school competition. He would not show interest to prepare and perform it well. The parents thought it important to motivate him for something more than his academic studies. Ansi also took efforts to motivate her brother. She read the story of a carpenter to Ebin from her value education text. Now, the second paragraph is talking about the the nature of Ansi and Ebin. That it was saying that Ansi was very studious. Ansi was very interested in, you know, finding out new things, studying new things. Except the academic portions, she also used to go for the extracurricular things like the activities and the essay competitions. Whatever competitions were held in the school, Ansi took part in the competitions. So but Ebin was clearly different from Ansi. Where in case of Ansi, she was very studious, very eager to know new things. But Ebin, he was very happy with his own little life. He was not that much. He was not thinking that much about the future. He was satisfied with the minimum he has had of everything, like studies also, the family conditions also. He was very satisfied with his life. But then he thought that he is an ordinary student. He thought that Nancy must have got some special gift from the God. So that's why she is studious. She is she is smart in her works. So he thought that he is not that much studious. He has not got any special gift from God. So he thought himself or he considered himself as an ordinary student. So that's why because he considered himself as an ordinary student, he was not making use of his time and the abilities and the capabilities he have. Like God has given everyone equal abilities. Like God has created in such a way, he has given ability to think, to speak, to learn, everything to everyone. Okay, he has not done partiality to anyone. So but here Ebin thought that Ansi has some God gift and all, that's why she is smart in studies and other things. But he considered himself as an ordinary student and he was not using his time for good purpose. Whatever time he got, what he did at that time, he spent that time playing with friends and going to the field. But he did not study at that time. But what Ansi did, Ansi was seeing all this, so she thought of bringing storybooks to the field so that she could make Abin learn the stories. From the library, she could bring the storybooks and she compelled Abin to read. Compelled means, write the meaning of compel. Compel meaning is force. Force, force. So a kind of forcing. She was forcing Abin to read the storybook so that he can gain knowledge. His English will be very much improved. Okay, if we read storybooks, if we have a habit of reading books, then our English will become good. Okay, our learning capability will become good. So Ansi wanted Ebin to do all this so that he could build himself in studies also and in other things also. Are you following me? Are you getting my point?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. Yes, so she used to force Ebin to read the storybooks. But what did Ebin do? He just read only few pages and then he kept them away because he was not interested in studying. There are some students, right? There are some students who don't like to read and all. Okay, I am one of them. Like, seriously, I am one of the students who don't like to read that much. I was. But from the passage of time, I understood that reading is very necessary in life. If you read things, that if you read, that means you are grabbing things that much, you are learning things more. So reading is very important and I learned it later when I grew from a child to adult. I knew the importance of reading. So similarly, if one among you or two among you is thinking that you are not you are not ready to learn or read and you are not interested in reading, don't worry, you will get to know after some time that how much reading is very important in our life. So here also, as he was forcing Abin to read because she wanted him to become, extraordinary like the other students taking part in other competitions. So she was also preparing him. But he would only just read a few pages and then keep the book away, like we all do. Like some of the students, we all are basically just reading the books, then we get bored and then we keep them away. We don't read we don't continuously read those books, right? So she would prepare a speech for him for the school competition. Like she was so interested in helping her brother so that he could gain some knowledge, he could gain some respect and appreciation from everyone. So she would prepare speech, she would take time and prepare speech for the school competitions for her brother. Because her brother was not interested at all in all these things, all the speech competition and reading books. He was not interested. So Ansi used to make prepare speech for her. Sorry, him. So, but he would not show interest to prepare or to perform it well in the school. That means Ebin was very, clearly it is visible that Ebin was very satisfied with the life he is having. He was not trying to make efforts. He was not ready to make efforts. So the parents also thought that it is very important to motivate Ebin for something more like more than academic studies like going for speech competitions, essay competitions, debate competitions, etc. So they were also thinking to motivate him. Why? Because if they will not motivate him, if they will leave him like whatever condition he is, then he will not grow in life. He will not grow academically. He will not grow smartly in life, right? He will just be an ordinary person in this whole. So that's why so that's why parents also thought of motivating him, and she also took efforts to motivate her brother. And then for motivating him, she thought of an idea of reciting the story of a carpenter to Eben. Okay. Like she had a value education text, like you all have this text, Celebrating Life. This is your value education text. So she also had a value education text, and in that text, there was a story of a carpenter. So she started reciting, reading that story to Eben for motivating Eben. Now come to next page, page number 26. An elderly carpenter worked tirelessly for several years. He was skilled in house building carpentry work. He was dedicated in his work. As he was growing old, he thought of retiring from his carpentry work. He thought of living a leisurely life with his wife and children. He knew that he would lose his pay, but he wanted the much needed retirement. So he expressed his decision of retirement from work to his contractor. Now, what happened in this paragraph? A story of a carpenter is dictated. So, what is the story about? The story of carpenter is about that he was a carpenter. What is a carpenter? You all know what does a carpenter do? At homes, they just work for the people to make doors and the windows. All the wooden works is done by the carpenter, right? So carpenter is a person who makes the doors and the windows, all the wooden things in the house. So he was working in this field for a very long time. This carpentry work, house building, etc. This was his work from a very long time. He was very professional in this. So he was also dedicated in the work. He was doing it tirelessly without any complaints. He was doing his work. He was very interested in this work. Now, when he grew old, he thought of retiring from this journey of carpentry. Why? Because he was becoming very old. Now his hands and legs were not responding too much. Like old people, they start shivering after some time. Their hands and legs start shivering, shaking after some a point of time and some age. So he also thought of retiring himself. Retiring means taking a leave from this particular job. Okay. Now he thought of living a leisurely life. Now, what is leisurely life? Leisurely means a relaxed life. A relaxed life that is unhurried. You don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to hurry about things. Like you have to just go with the flow. Like a very relaxed and peaceful life with his wife and children. Now he was thinking of that leisurely life. Now he knew that he would lose his pay. Lose his pay means he knew that if he will leave this work and go, then he will not get any pay. Okay, he will not get money. But he wanted this retirement because he was very old. He was thinking of his health condition also. So because he was getting old, he was not able to do work properly now. He wanted this very much needed retirement. Okay. So he expressed his decision. He told this decision to his contractor. Like he has to ask permission to the contractor. He has to take permission. He has to sign all the papers and then he has to officially retire from the job. So he just discussed it with his contractor. Now, the contractor was sad to let his excellent worker go. He requested the carpenter to work for a few more years, but the carpenter insisted on his immediate retirement. The contractor then requested the carpenter a personal favor. He wanted him to construct one last house. Just a minute. Yeah, one last house. The carpenter agreed, though he was not happy with the request. Now, in this paragraph, what is written? Contractor, when this carpenter, when he went to the contractor and discussed about his retirement, the contractor was very sad. Okay, he was very sad. Why? Because this carpenter was very excellent in his work. He was very fast, very quick, and very neat in his work. So this contractor was little sad that he will lose one excellent worker. Okay, he will not get any excellent worker like him in the future. So he was very worried about the future also. So he was very sad about the worker going. So he requested the carpenter to work for a few more years. What he thought? He thought of requesting the carpenter to just work for few more years. He want him for a few more years. But the carpenter just declined the insistment. That means he insisted means the carpenter insisted on his immediate retirement. That means he demanded. Insisted means demanded. So the carpenter was not happy with this decision of the contractor, but the contractor then requested him just to do a personal favor. Favor means to do a personal help. That the contractor wanted this carpenter to construct one last house. Okay, just he wanted the carpenter to construct only a one last house. The carpenter agreed. Okay, he agreed, but he was not happy with the request. Why? Because he wanted to take a break, he wanted to take a leave. So he was not happy, but he agreed because he could not make his contractor sad. Okay, then the contractor asked him to use the best materials for the last house. He wanted the carpenter to use all his skills and make the last house a masterpiece. But the carpenter did not put his heart and soul into the last work. He was unhappy. So he used the ordinary materials for the house. Now, the carpenter, he asked him to make the last house with the best quality materials. He wanted the last house he was making, the carpenter was making the last house. So the contractor wanted that he should use the best quality materials to make that house and to put out all the efforts, use all his skills to make this masterpiece. Okay, masterpiece means a good looking house, a great house. So, but the carpenter, he was not happy. He was not putting his heart and soul into the last work he did. He was just thinking of retiring himself from this job because of his age. So he was very unhappy and he just used ordinary materials. Despite of the contractor telling him to use the good materials, the best quality materials, this carpenter, he was unhappy because he was unhappy. He used only the ordinary materials for the house. Now come to page number 27, first paragraph. He did not use his creative carpentry skills in it. He thought of just building an ordinary house and finishing it fast. The carpenter made the worst house in his career. All other workers who saw it thought that it was an unfortunate way of ending the most dedicated career of the carpenter. Now, because this carpenter was very sad, why? Because he was not able to go home quickly. This contractor has asked him to build one more house. He was very unhappy. So, because of his unhappy mood, this carpenter did not show any creative skills and he thought of just building a simple, ordinary house. And he was just trying to finish it fast. He was just want to get rid of this thing very fastly. He don't want to waste his time here. So he just finished it fast, built an ordinary house. So this was the worst house made by the carpenter in his entire life. Okay. Why? Because he was not putting his heart and soul and mind into that work. He was not happily doing it. He did use all the bad materials or the ordinary materials he used. So that's why this house, the last house he made, was the worst house in his career. Okay. In his whole life, he has not made this much worse house ever. So all the workers were also thinking that this is very unfortunate. Unfortunate means, like in Hindi, we say ashubh, right? Unfortunate means ashubh. So all the workers were thinking that this is very unfortunate. बहुत ही अशुभ way है एक काम को end करने का, right? So they were also telling that this was very unfortunate way of ending the most dedicated career of the carpenter. This carpenter, he was very excellent in his work. He was dedicated to his work. He was professional in his work. But then this house, only when he made this house, he just did the worst he can do, and everyone were discussing about this only, that he could not make worse house than this, any worse house than this. So the next paragraph says, when the house was completed, the contractor came to inspect it. He called all the workers to the spot. He then presented the key of the house to the carpenter, saying, "This is my gift to you for your long dedicated service to the company." The carpenter was shocked. He was sad with shame and disgrace. Now, what happened? This contractor, he was a kind man. So, he was thinking of gifting this house to this carpenter for his long service in this career, in this carpentry career. But this carpenter did not knew this before. He was just told to make a house with good quality materials and with best skills, to put an heart and soul into it, but he did not. But the actual thing was, this contractor, when he came to inspect the house, he called all the workers and he gave the key to this particular carpenter, and said that this is my gift to you for your long dedicated service to the company. Now you understand what is the point here. This person, this contractor, he was kind and he was trying to gift a very good quality house to this carpenter for his long service here. But this carpenter, what he did, he did not thought of anything. He just wanted to complete the work fastly. He just used the bad quality materials, ordinary materials, and he completed the work. Now this carpenter was very shocked after hearing this because he did not knew this before. If he would have known this before that this house is for him, he would obviously have taken good quality materials, and he would have worked hard. But here he did not knew this, so he was shocked and he was sad with shame and disgrace. Obviously, because he will feel shame and disgrace because he did not obey the contractor. He did not obey his authority, the contractor. He did not obey him. He just wanted to complete the work because he was very unhappy with the decision also. That's why he was full of shame and disgrace. Okay. Now, the carpenter thanked the contractor for his generosity. He then turned to other workers and said, just a minute. Yes. He then turned to other workers and said, I had worked tirelessly for more than 60 years. As a skillful carpenter, I made many houses. I won the admiration and praise of all. But I am sad that I built the last house badly. I should have built my own house bigger and beautiful. I am ashamed to end my career as a carpenter in this way. Now this carpenter was very ashamed of his of this behavior he did. That this carpenter, first he thanked the contractor for his generosity. Means this person, this contractor, he was very generous and kind to the carpenter. He gifted the house to him. So he was very thankful to the contractor for his kindness. Then he turned to the workers and said that he has worked more than 60 years as a carpenter, but in his life he has never made such a bad or worse house in his career. And he also received many praises, many admiration. All people used to praise him for his work. He used to get good comments from people, good appreciation from people that yes, you have made a good house. But in his career, in the first time when he made the last house, he did a big mistake. He had built his own house very, in a bad manner with ordinary things. And he was regretting, he was telling other workers he could have built his own house bigger and beautiful. And now he is ashamed to end his career as a carpenter in this way because he was a very well known carpenter. He was very excellent. All people used to admire and praise him. So he was very ashamed that why he made this last house as the worst one. So he was very ashamed of this thing. So this was the story. Now let us just discuss the summary on page number 28. Let's learn more. So this is what you learned from the story. You look beautiful with your physical features of color, shape of the body, face expressions, and smile. But you are said to be beautiful and attractive not merely because of your physical features. Your character, behavior, abilities, skills, and inner qualities together make you more beautiful and attractive. Hence, as you care to keep your body clean and healthy, you have to also care for your inner qualities. So, as we all know, we all have some physical qualities. We all look good in our own way, right? Some are fair skinned, some are dark skinned, but still they are beautiful. Some have good features. But here, the story says only physical appearance does not matter. You can't judge a person with his or her physical appearance. You can't say that this person is black, so he will be bad. No. If he is black but he is beautiful or she is beautiful, and you have to also look the inside qualities of that person, like the skills, the inner qualities, the abilities, the behavior means that means kindness and the efforts we put in. So we judge a person through everything, the inside qualities and the physical appearance too, not only the physical appearance. So that's what it is said here, that you have to judge accordingly. both taking both into consideration, the physical things and the inner qualities. Truthfulness, kindness, politeness, confidence, patience, friendship, hard work, creative abilities and skills are the inner qualities you need to develop. So these are the inner qualities we need to develop inside ourselves, right? Then only we could be a better person someday. They are not too easily developed like dancing, swimming, or cycling. Your hard work and determination are very important in developing these inner qualities. Now, these qualities you will think that they are so easy to develop, but no, these are not easy like dancing, swimming, and cycling. They need too much effort, too much dedication. Okay, only a dedicated person can develop these qualities inside him or her. You have to think big, dream big, and work hard to achieve your big goal. For that, you have to follow the example of Ansi. You often care about so many big things, but you do not contribute towards building your own house bigger and beautiful, like the carpenter. Take all efforts to build your inner qualities and make yourself beautiful and attractive. So here, when Ansi read this story of the carpenter to Eben, what he understood that we should not only be satisfied with our physical appearances and what we have, but we should also look for deep things. We should also look for building new qualities inside us. The qualities are mentioned here: hard work, truthfulness, kindness, patience, confidence. Everything, all these qualities will not come from above. It will not come, directly, or it will not come from anywhere else. You have to build it in your own. You have to build it in your own, inside your heart. You have to be pure by heart. You have to be willing to do such things. Then only you will be able to gain these qualities, inner qualities. So this is the story. And she recited to Eben so that he could get motivated, right? He could get motivated and build some inner qualities inside him and look for the new things in life. Not only get satisfied with what he have, but to look for the new things in life which he can do, which is possible for him. We should not also dream for things like which are not achievable only. Like we should think of buying luxurious cars, which is possible, but which is little different. So if you want to achieve a luxurious car, you have to work hard for it. If you want to become a good person, you have to develop these inner qualities in yourself. Then only you will be able to become a good person, a good personality, and you will become a role model for everyone. So this was the story of the carpenter, which he later found himself in regret and guilt and shame because he made his own house with the ordinary things. So this was the chapter. Do you all understood the chapter?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
ma'am, I have doubt.
Yes, what happened?
Ma'am, in last chapter, chapter number 4, we have not done this fill in the blanks.
We have not done this fill in the blanks on page number
Yes,
24.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then. Okay, I'll repeat. I guess we have did. If you have not written, I'll repeat. Okay, come to page number 24. We have 6 minutes, so we will do this. Page number 24, fill in the blanks. First one answer is goal. Goal. It is goal that gives meaning to life. Goal. Then second one, achievers have some ambition in life to work for. Ambition. Ambition.
ma'am,
Ambition.
please say again.
Yes. First one is goal. Second one is ambition. Ambition. Third one is dream. Achievers have a dream to follow. Dream. Then fourth one, you want to be an achiever, you should have the courage to try new things. Courage. C-O-U-R-A-G-E. C-O-U-R-A-G-E. Then fifth one, match your worthy goal with determination and hard work. Determination is the answer. D-E-T-E-R-M-I-N-A-T-I-O-N. D-E-T-E-R-M-I-N-A-T-I-O-N. Have you completed this much?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
yes, yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Now come to page number 28. So I will be giving these question answers in Moodle. I'll upload by evening. So you can check it from there. And we will do the other questions, the B, C, D, everything in the next class. Or we have 2 to 3 minutes. Let us discuss. Yes, we will just discuss B on page number 29. B, circle the given words in the grid. This is very easy. You can do it on your own also. The answers, A answers, I'll upload it on Moodle. B, we will just discuss. You can see the grid, this box here. Many words are given there. So first word is future. First word is future. So can you find future here?
Yes, ma'am.
First line, 8 letter.
Okay, first line, yes, okay, first line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 letter F is there. So downwards, it's future. Okay, F-U-T-U-R-E, future, downwards. Okay, everyone just circle that. Then build. B-U.
Ma'am, it's last.
Yes, last line. Okay, sorry, first line, last word B. First line, that means first horizontal line. B, you can see B-U-I-L-D, build. Then carpentry.
Last
It's
line.
last line. Yes,
Last
it's in last line. C-A-R-P-E-N-T-R-Y, carpentry. Then healthy. Healthy is
Third
in,
line.
yes,
Third line, third word.
third vertical line. Vertical means straight. Okay, from top to bottom. Third vertical line, you can see 1, 2, third word. Healthy. Then patience. Patience.
Fourth line. 8 in eighth line. Vertical 8th line.
Vertical 8th line, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Horizontal 8.
Horizontal 8 line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, yes, I got it. I got it. Patience. Horizontally 8 line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth word P is there. Patience. Then bigger.
Vertical second line. Vertical second line.
Yes. Vertical second line. First word B is there. So circle that. Bigger. Then beautiful.
Horizontal second letter.
Horizontal second letter. Just a minute.
Horizontal first line.
Horizontally first line. Yes, yes, yes. Very good. Horizontal first line. After D, B is there. So you have to go straight up to L. Beautiful. Then creative.
Vertical seventh line.
2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Yes. Vertically seventh line. Creative. Okay. I, J, and then C is there. From C up to E, you have to circle it. Creative. Then care. C-A-R-E, care.
Vertical first line.
Yes. Vertically first line. That means B, J, W, G, B, C. C-A-R-E. Vertical first line. Then last one is attractive. Okay.
Horizontal, seventh line.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Horizontally, seventh line. From first A, you can see attractive. Just underline that. Circle that. So have you all done that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we'll
Yes,
stop.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Those of you who had not done, take help from your friends. Okay.